When did you meet Dana White? When did that connection happen?
Okay, Dana was actually managing, I think, Tito. And a guy by the name of...
He's managing Tito, I think.
Yeah, and Wayne Harriman, who's friends with Tito and Dana, was a friend of mine, and would see me train with Tito. And he actually told Dana, hey Dana, you might want to sign this guy. He might be better than Tito. So Dana signed me then. He was my manager, so he was managing me and Tito.
Simultaneously?
Yeah, and maybe some other people. And at that time, me and Tito used to train together a little bit. Now, Tito made it out to be for a long time that, like, if you listen to him, it sounded like he took me off the street, taught me how to fight, and I turned on him. From day one, the times that I came to work with him, I came down to help him out. He was training for a fight, I'd come down and be a sparring partner. You know, he's, oh, Chuck slept on my couch, and then I'm like, yeah, because you're too cheap to get me a hotel room. I slept on your couch because I'm a nice guy. I was coming down to help you out. You weren't helping me out.
When you guys were fighting, even at that time, could you hang with him at that time?
He'd never been able to hang with me. That's why he didn't.
So he could never hang with you, even though he was first.
Hold on, he couldn't strike with me at all. Takedowns, total times we've ever trained together, it's 2 to 16. He took me down twice, I took him down 16. One of those, I was off the mat and he had my foot and he counted it when I was like it was the end of the round. The other one, I'd gone out the night before in Vegas and he was training for a fight. So I was a little tired. I took him down 8 times. I gave him the last one, like, okay, whatever, I'm tired, I'm done. Well, who's counting? But he can't take me down. And then when he can start on top of me, he can't stay on top. Now, technically, he's probably better at submitting people than I am. But other than that, there's nothing. I mean, he can't out-position me. He can't out-strike me. He can't out-wrestle me. And he knew this. He knew that. That's why he never wanted to fight me.
Were you guys ever good friends? Were you guys
No.
best friends?
I would challenge him to tell me one time he called me to do something outside of business. Not to come down. I called me out, I think, once for a charity thing he was doing at his gym, and every other time was to be a sparring partner, to help him out. Other than that, I liked some of his friends, and I didn't dislike him either at the time, but I didn't know him that well.
How much of it, let me ask you this, so as a fan, right, I'm looking from the outside, how much of it is promotional, how much of it was...
None of it's promotional.
That's what I'd like to believe.
That's not me. I've never been that guy. Maybe I should have been. The promotional part of it from his end was, we're friends, so I don't have to fight him. That's why I don't have to fight him. I'm not dodging him, I just...
Got it.
I didn't want to fight my friend.
Which leads me to what he just said 3 days ago. And I'm sure you saw it. He said it on TMZ.
I didn't see it. TMZ told me and I responded to it. But
so you haven't seen it yet on what he says?
I don't really pay attention to him. He said some stupid stuff over there.
Yeah, he said if you want to fight him because of money or whatever, I'll do the favor for him because he did a favor for me in the past. And you know what's amazing? Here's what's amazing. This is the most amazing thing. Paul knows you guys fought, but Paul doesn't know when you guys professionally fought twice, who won how many times. So he doesn't know. So after Paul watches what Ortiz said, Paul gets the impression that he's beaten you. And then Paul goes, does research, but I'm setting up the punch that he's gonna give you. It's gonna be a little extra juice in it. And then Paul says, holy shit, Chuck's kicked his ass, but Tito's speaking as if he's beaten up his entire life. So a part of him being more promotional maybe makes the audience think that he's got an edge over you. So what do you think about his position and your position?
I love it. Hey man, sell it, bro. Sell the fight. I'm in. I mean, I was on the fence about coming back and doing a comeback fight anyway. But if he'll actually fight me and show, if someone can promise me, give me some guaranteed money, he's gonna show up. I want something that says if he doesn't show up, he owes me money.
Well, he's saying he wants to fight you.
I know, but if he doesn't show up, I know he says a lot of things. If he doesn't show up, he's got to pay me something.
Well, fair enough. Maybe if he watches this, that's a direct call. So here's the other part. Dana White said in an interview, they asked him, they said, so Dana, do you have any favorites? I don't know if you heard what Dana said. They asked him, said, Dana, do you have any favorites? He says, hell yeah, I have favorites. He says, who are your favorites? So Dana says, look, the first time Chuck and him fought, he says, I told him, I said, Chuck, I want you to beat his ass, and when you do, I need the gloves and I need the trunks because I'm going to frame it. He says, when you come into my house today, those gloves and the trunks are in front of his house when you walk in. He says, because he wanted you to win so bad for whatever reason he had that. And it's amazing, now you're seeing the representation. He represented you and him. So when you two fight, and I'm watching as a fan, you really want to beat this guy up and win. You're not just going in to do business. There's a little bit of additional juice to want to beat Tito up.
Well, for me, let me break that down for you, the way I fight. That kind of stuff doesn't really affect the way I fight, okay? It affects the way I train.
Got it.
I don't have to get up to train for him. I will never let him have an inch to keep running his mouth. He runs his mouth after I've knocked him out twice. I'd hate to see what happened if he beat me. I'd never hear the end of it. So there's no chance I'm gonna go in there.
That makes sense.
There's no chance I'm not gonna go in there 100% prepared for him.
By the way, you look like you're training. You look like you're looking good. You look very good, by the way. You look like you're ready to fight next week if there was something.
I'm getting there.
Okay.
But for some reason, he's thinking Chuck's been out of the game for a while. I think he's probably slipping. That's the only reason he's thinking he's gonna do it. He thinks he's got a shot at it. Or he really needs the money.